It helps if I hit that go live button instead of giving my hello everybody to just you.
I was sitting
Hello
there like,
everybody,
bro,
welcome.
why is this saying go live? Go live. It's funny.
It's my
Hey,
first day on the job.
hey everybody, how's everybody doing in chat? JB, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Let's get this crack-a-lackin'. We got a guest, right? We seen him on Car Supplies Warehouse and nowhere else. So I'm excited to talk about Nasiol today. But before
We have a
that,
new sponsor this
bring up the
month. It's
sponsor, JB.
February.
Bring it up, JB. They're not ready for what I'm about to drop. Who
Keep
is
It
it?
Real podcast for February is sponsored by the lovely people at P&S.
PNS. You're like, what? Eddie, what? PNS. And this giveaway, we're not giving away Swift. What you're going to get is a bottle of Express and a bottle of Natural is what we're giving away today.
What a combo.
What a combo.
What a combo. I think that's isn't that Wanda's combo now?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Isabel's a hyper cleanse chick. And she's like, that. I just want hyper cleanse.
It's magic in a bottle. That's fine.
It is. It's magic. And then Wanda's like, Dad. And she started making jokes like, I was like, what's wrong? She goes, I can feel my lungs. So I won't say, yeah, she's starting to like it. She's starting to like it. But
awesome.
It did pretty good, dude. We've been putting PNS up for a couple of videos now to challenge. And what I've learned so far doing the series that we're doing is every company has a couple bangers. So I'm interested.
It's hard to come out with a banger every single time.
I can name a couple companies doing it.
That's
right
fine.
Now.
We'll do it. Do they have as many products as P&S?
No. P&S has like carpet cleaning system. I think is busting. Naturals busting. Crystal wash.
Oh, I still need to try it.
Yeah, it's good, dude. It's good. And then, like McKenna said, all the lithium stuff is busting when they ship it. I'm totally kidding. Hey, but let's go on. So what we have right now, colymade.com. Listen, everyone, I need everyone in chat to do me a favor, please. Please, Lord. I need you to buy the mugs from Coley Made so she could bring out her new series because it's almost spring and there's no new mugs on the colymade.com. Get yourself a dope mug. Support JB's wife, small business, fakedetail.com. If you haven't seen this, I wanted to share this because it made my day, dude. It made my day. And you know what? I'm about to share it, right? So Tim, the one who says you bust a cap in my cheeks. That's the best line of 2024 from Tim.
And it's only that happened in January. Can you imagine what he's gonna say the rest of the year?
God help him, bro. The guy's wild. But check this out. I got Humberto. If you don't know who Humberto is, this is who he is. Rocking the fake detailer
shirt. Look at that.
Look at that. He's a real fan. Shout out to Humberto. That's my dude. That. So Tim, thanks for taking these pictures. Look at Tim. He's so awkward in the background.
Oh boy.
Tim.
What a good time.
All right, what else we got? And then Joey, 2024 Grand Ambassador.
That's me.
Here's how we support each other, right? We stop clicking on that. We're gonna do this. If you're looking for some sweet links, I'll put this in chat. Support our boy Joey 10 at the Rag Company, JB 10 at Armor Detail Supply, Lithium Joy 15, and then DIY Details, the Snow Slouch with their products, JB 10.
Save yourself some change.
Channel. And then we got good news, dude. Good news.
Ooh, how close?
49 away.
Oh, 49. Less than 50 to go.
49 away from dropping 3,000. We are giving away a polisher. I do have a sponsor for this one. I will announce that. But we're giving away a Ruples. Now we're giving a Ruples cordless polisher to one winner.
It's exciting.
All right.
Exciting.
It's not about me. It's not about your wife. Bring him on. Bring the man on.
Jeremy, welcome.
Hey everybody.
Thanks for joining us on our little show that we've got here with the
it's absolutely my pleasure.
We are excited to learn more about you and Nasiol and everything that goes along with that. So I think we should jump right in. And who's Jeremy? Let's get to know you a little bit. Let our viewers know who Jeremy Harding is.
Yeah, Jeremy is a car guy. Has been all my life. I've had an opportunity to live an amazing life in the car world. Started detailing in the early 90s as a teenager, and it's kind of spiraled out of control. I've had
No way you were a teenager in the 90s. I'm sorry. I got to stop you there.
Yep, sorry. 48 years old right
No
now.
way.
Bro, you're 48. That water in North Carolina is different.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, it was the Massachusetts water for a long time. Then the North Carolina water hit. So, yeah, it's all good stuff.
Okay, so
yeah.
90s.
So, yeah, 90s high school detailing for friends and family. Started a company for detailing called Details. Very original. I know nobody else has used that name for decades. But I had an opportunity to kind of grow within the industry. And in 2003, I got an opportunity to work for one of the biggest names in automotive detailing for over a century. So there's your clue. Absolutely.
I'm gonna guess. All right. McGuire's.
Yes. I started working for McGuire's 2003.
Strong side.
13 years I had an opportunity to work with McGuire's. I was involved with training. I was involved in sales. I was involved in all sorts of fun things. So just a side note, if anybody has used McGuire's Pro Speed Compound, M100, I got to name that product. And I think I still have that Starbucks gift card that I got for, winning the naming contest internally.
I have never used a McGuire's product, Jeremy, in my life.
You're missing out. They're still fantastic products.
Never. No,
absolutely. Never. We'll talk later. They're fantastic. I promise you. There's a reason they've been around for more than 100 years. So from that opportunity, I got to join Rupus USA in its very early stages. Started as a sales manager there, and grew a team and became the national sales manager. And in mid 2023, I had an opportunity to join a company that makes ceramic coatings. This is Nasiol out of Istanbul, Turkey. And, I've had a great series of successes by working with premium brands. McGuire's was already 100 years old at that stage, so I can't say that was an early stage of development there. Rupus USA, absolutely. That was kind of ground floor. And that's what I'm hoping to do here with Nasiol. Nasiol has actually been a manufacturer of products for, about 20 years now. Been making products for other companies. And then Nasiol as a brand was developed. And we've never made a push into North America until very recently. So I'm excited to be here, bring Nasiol high quality products to people.
Oh, is it Nasiol or Nasiol? How do I say it, dude? Because you're saying it way different than I'm hearing it, right? So how do you say it, Jeremy?
Nasiol is what we're Nasiol.
Nasiol.
So Nasiol, see if I have a product here. Here, I got a business card, so we can maybe do this. I don't know how this is going to work as a visual. We're going to give it a try. So Nasiol, Na is for nano, SiO is for SiO2, and then L for liquids. So nano ceramic liquids. That's literally what we do.
That's big brain. That's a big brain name, dude.
I like that big brain name.
Yeah, I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know if this was a word in Turkish. I didn't know what it meant. And turns out, it's a very English phrase. And that's what we do. We make nano ceramic liquids. So it's been fantastic so far.
Jeremy, we always like to pause for a second. Today's your day, but I got to shout out to Christy. Because you guys make my day every Thursday. Shout out to the super chat.
Thank you, Christy.
All right, so let's get into it, JB, because I'm interested to find out why you went from McGuire's to Rupes to Nasiol. Like, what piqued your interest? Like, why Nasiol? Out of all the brands across all of Americas, why did you like, oh my gosh, let's go to Istanbul and let's get some Turkish product? Why that?
No, you got to get the Turkish food. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm not some type of foodie or anything, but it was fantastic. So it's interesting. I guess it's been about 2 years now. I've had, some contact with Nasiol. They were looking to grow into the North American market. Apparently I'd caught their eye at some point with, the experiences that I've had, the careers that I've had, and I was asked to join Nasiol to start to grow and develop their North American market. So opportunity came back up again in July of last year, and we made that decision pretty quick, actually. And as a result, a few days later, I was in London, England, attending Waxstock with my new colleagues at Nasiol. Had a great event at Waxstock. Got to see a lot of friends that I've had globally for a long, long time.
I think
was
that was
fantastic.
my first exposure to Nasiol.
Is that right?
It was somebody's like walkthrough video of Waxstock, and
let me guess, it was probably Car Supplies Warehouse, Eric and Jason.
It was either them or the Rag Company, probably both. Because what else do I watch? But detailing stuff. But yeah, that's where I first discovered. That's what first I heard of the brand. Yeah,
it's funny. We got a lot of exposure just from that time at Waxstock.
Awesome.
So then from Waxstock, I got to fly to Istanbul, Turkey, and spend a week there. Got to go to our headquarters, see our manufacturing sites, talk to all the different departments.
So let's talk about that, because you said you flew to Turkey, and the only thing I know about Turkey is it was on Taken 2 when he's in Turkey, Istanbul. When you went to Turkey, you said you went to the manufacturing site. So does Nasiol manufacture their own raws? Like how far in the process are they involved? And then a piggyback question to that is, when we're thinking embraces, right? There's only a few companies that make real embraces for compounds. Are you guys doing it all?
Not everything, no. But the most important thing to us is our background is nano engineering. The three founders of Nasiol were, they're actually to this day 3 best friends, and they grew up together. They were going to college together, and for nano engineering, and they, basically when you're in college and you're doing engineering and chemistry and things like that, there's a lot of lab projects that you do. It's designed to help you kind of hone your craft and, gives you real world experience on whatever it is that you're studying. For 3 nano engineers, they gave them a project to develop a ceramic coating. And
I don't know where to say develop ceramic coating. That's wild.
Yeah, so long story short, they did a great job, and they started to develop a lot more interest in doing more and more ceramic coatings. They became known as the go-to guys for research and development for nanotechnology, for the nanochemistry, nano ceramic coatings, whether it be for protection, corrosion, abrasion, ultraviolet light, all those sorts of things, right? And we've kind of all here in the U.S. heard about things like MIT projects, and basically, governments and companies come to a college and say, "Hey, put your brightest and best onto this problem that we have, and let them create a solution for us." And that's really what they did. They were known for being able to create solutions, and then that grew a little bit. And next thing you know, they've got their own reactors for synthesizing the raw materials required to make ceramic coatings. And if my information is correct, as it stands today, Nasiol is one of 3 global companies that has the ability to synthesize their own raw materials. And you asked me about that progression from McGuire's to Rupes to Nasiol. That was the thing that sold me. This was something very, very different about this company, about this brand, that nobody else can really claim. Yes, I guess there's 3 companies globally that can claim this.
See, I was about to ask you a real savage question, Jeremy, and then I think you answered, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. So Cerakote's not making your coatings. Let's get that out the way, right?
All right. No, absolutely not.
All right, everyone heard it here. You heard it here first in the Keep It Real podcast. All right, they make their own crap. So you synthesize the raws. How big is your plant in Istanbul? How big is it?
If anybody has seen the Cerakote videos where they show this massive facility for doing that, just know we're not at that scale. Cerakote makes a lot of other, they synthesize a lot of other raw materials that are required for like powder coating and things like that. Those are industries that we're not focused on.
Yeah.
So no, we don't need that scale. But it is interesting to note, since you brought it up, that we will actually have, we'll be breaking ground on a new manufacturing facility in Turkey again, in order to keep up with the demand as we create more and more interest in Nasiol products, globally, not just in the U.S.
Shout out to Armor Detail Supply. Nasiol keeping it real. Appreciate the love, fellas. All right. I'm sorry, I was asking because when you said you're like one of the biggest three that does your own coatings, your own raws, like do you offer any other programs to white label or get in bed with other people who want to get in coating space?
Yeah, we do. And again, I don't want to say we're biggest. I don't want to put that out there, but we are one of the few companies that can actually synthesize the raw materials. So yes, we can provide raw materials to companies. We can provide anything from a raw material all the way to a finished product.
That's
so
sick.
one thing about Nasiol products is we're kind of known for our packaging, and the Nasiol products are really a great way to show the examples of what we can potentially do for packaging for your brand. So yes, we're very engaged with doing private label programs. Yes, we can do bulk materials, and yes, we can do raw materials. So it's one thing that's kind of unique about us, because we do that synthesizing of our own raws. It gives us kind of like I'll use like a foodie type term. We can go farm to table. We can actually, we can actually make products. And since we kind of understand a little bit better about the raw materials, it helps us be able to engineer better products. The products that are easier to apply, have better characteristics when it comes to durability or water behavior. So we have a lot kind of going for us, just from the fact that we understand the process kind of from beginning to end.
JB, next question, because I have so much going in my mind, dude, about Nasiol. I got a lot of questions.
I was going to say that I've never been in a group lab project with that many smart people before to come out with, here's my own ceramic coating. Like that's awesome. But the word nano gets brought up a lot in many different industries. Can you explain what nano protection is to someone who, all they know is a carnauba wax or something like that? Can you explain why they should care about something that's got nano this or that in it?
So the first place that I'll start is, what does nano actually mean? And nano is just really small particles. In this case, when we use nano ceramic liquids, the ceramic particles are very, very small, and ceramic is very hard. It is also, it is also very chemical resistant, UV resistant, so on and so forth. So when you have the ability to apply this to a surface that you want to protect, it's just a very transparent, easy to apply product that is going to help basically protect the things that you love. And, that was actually one of our original taglines, was protecting the original. And it was really designed to say something like, we want to protect your original finish, the things that you love. And that's where, again, an earlier version. Now we are, our tagline is, for perfectionists, the people that want to have perfect finishes. So,
and then the nano applies through all the product lines that Nasiol offers, right? It's not just the car stuff. It looks like you've got home protection, marine.
Yeah, that's true. We have Nasiol Auto Care is probably the more sexy side of things. This is where we probably have the highest acceptance rate amongst the general public. People, especially in the US, we're a car culture. So for us, protecting cars and beautifying them, or even restoring them and taking them from something that might be oxidized and scratched and bringing it up to, a really high, not show car level, but something that we'd be proud of. Yeah, this is something that we do a lot.
So it's not a hype word, right? You hear all these things coming out. where people are claiming this does this well, let's make it this way, or the carrier agents this way, or RGO, or you're talking about Broron, or there's a whole bunch of crap coming out, right? So you're saying from your perspective that you are all about nano ceramic. There's no fluff behind it, right? So you're not gonna have anything else added to it. Do you find that as a detriment coming into the game this late to the US? Because you would consider it late, right? 2024. There's a company popping up every week.
Just about every week, right? I mean, I see podcasts pretty regularly about introducing a new brand and things like that. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of history. We go back almost 20 years now, and to your earlier question, yeah, we don't just do automotive. We do industrial. We have a home care line of products. It's just a very short line because we know the average homeowner is going to ease into ceramic coatings for their surfaces. And we have a personal care line. Personal care line does things like protect your watch faces, or protect your phone, things like that, where you're looking for some nano protection there. It's funny, today I was introducing our line to a new distributor here in Orlando, Florida, and we brought up videos where we were showing our personal shoe care protection product, and showing the videos of one shoe that's protected, one shoe that's not, dipping them into water, coating them with mud, rinsing them off, and things like that. And we have a way to protect a lot of different surfaces, not just automotive based. So if you need protection for your outdoor furniture, it's fabric based. Yeah, we can add water protection, we can add UV protection, we can help protect your investment into that type of stuff as well. And same thing when it comes to interiors. If you have couches or fabric chairs and things like that, we have the ability to add hydrophobic properties to them. So if you spill coffee on them, they're not going to leave stains behind and things like that. So what I love is it's a whole suite of protection products that are designed to protect the things that you love or you have invested in. And the ease of maintenance goes through the roof.
Let's talk about the ease of maintenance.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeremy, I got to stop it because here's what I got. I'm going to make some outlandish claims. So Tim, my friend Tim.
I met Tim today, by the way. I think you know that, but yeah, I got to meet and shake hands with Tim today.
He always has a Pepsi in his hand. It has to be diet. He's always wearing flip-flops, and he'll look at you real weird if you don't answer him right away. So Tim, right? He's always texting me, and sometimes I think he texts me just to troll me, but he'll text me and he'll make this claim. And he said this earlier. So you said you're in the realm of Nasiol, making nano care or nano products, so ceramic coatings. He mentioned a couple of days ago, he's like, Eddie, their leather cleaner is goated. That's his words, not mine. And I looked at him, and that it's like a hippopotamus face straining their eyes like this. Like,
real skeptical.
Yeah, real skeptical. I looked at him real weird. Like, what do you mean? He says, it's the best I've ever tried. Then he texts me again, right? And he goes, Eddie, you got to try Temple Road or whatever the heck that is. Temple, it's like you guys created a fake PPF for road trips.
Let's just say temporary PPF. It's not, right. It's not fake.
Oh, well, okay. So it's a real PPF? Goes on temporary. I don't see that. He tells me
all right, fine. Things. You can call it fake, but it's not the same thing as a thick film that you have a professional installed. This is temporary.
Temporary protective film, according to the bottle.
Right. It's a liquid. It's a liquid product. It's an acrylic based. It's water soluble, and essentially you shake the bottle up really well, apply it to a foam applicator, nice and thick. It's a gel consistency, and you wipe it in one direction onto an area that you want to protect. And then when you need to remove it, it's really easy to come off. It just needs to hit water. You can hit it with a hose, pressure washer, or I've even used a wet microfiber towel. Now, why you would use this product? A lot of different reasons. The first thing that I thought of when I saw this product was in Florida, where I am right now for Mobile Tech Expo, they have love bug season. in other areas of the country, they'll have like June bug season, or they'll have grasshopper season and things like that. And essentially, what you can do is, as you're driving, when you apply this product, as you're driving, all of the bug guts and everything else, which are typically obviously very bad for your car paint, your chrome and everything else, you're going to add a protective barrier between, you know, that corrosive material and your paint, even if it's ceramic coated. And when you get to your destination, you can simply rinse it off, and that's it.
What if it rains outside? So what if I'm driving and I'm like, oh man, you know, I don't have PPF on my truck and I have a ceramic coating, I put it all on, right? And I'm going and it rains, like what happens to it then? It's gone.
So unfortunately, Eddie, that is the reality. Because it's water-based, if you go through a heavy enough rainstorm, it's gone. When it hits water, you know, it starts to melt a little bit. If it's a light mist, maybe not, you know, it might have a chance to re-solidify. But long story short, this was designed for basically taking road trips. So I know I have spoken to a lot of people that do campers, RVs, and things like that. And, you know, some of those RVs can be unbelievably expensive, and people take a lot of pride into that investment. I know a lot of people that are doing the RV world right now, they tend to be more on the retired side. I know there are younger families that go and do this. And
I'm not buying an RV. Like, why would I do that? That's I'm broke.
So big money stuff.
You shop at Obsessed Garage.
Big flat face on there, and it's hitting every bug between, you know, home and wherever it is that you're going to constantly. So yeah, ceramic coatings are great, waxes are great, sealants are great, but at the end of the day, if you had Tempo Road on there, you would pull into your campsite, wash the front of the RV down, and you wouldn't have any damage. Everything would have been stuck to that temporary film and wouldn't be causing any damage at all to your it wouldn't even be degrading the appearance of your vehicle that was protected by Tempo Road. We've done some really harsh testing with that product since we got it here in the US. We've done a lot of torture testing. There might be a video that comes out this spring where we literally took, you know, gravel from the parking lot and threw it out there.
Oh no!
We actually dented the hood. We dented the hood of the rental car, but we didn't scratch it. And that's the funny part about that. So
that's wild.
You really can't measure the thickness of the film. It's not going to be thick like a PPF, a film applied would be. So you're not going to get that level of protection. You're not going to be able to get like a big rock that hits it. Yeah, there's just not that much material there to absorb that type of impact. But it's going to be a heck of a lot better than having nothing on there at all. We are actually talking to some companies about race teams rather about using this as a burnout guard. So dragsters that go out, they do their big burnouts. Now you've got tire rubber, built up on the rocker panels behind the wheels and stuff like that. And instead of, having to get out your solvents and go out there and wipe everything down to remove it, you simply hit it with a hose or the pressure washer. It's all gone and you're ready to go. So
what's the angle, Jeremy? Like, you have all this stuff, right? That's why I wanted to ask. You have leather cleaner, soap, a glass coating that's freaking busting. It's busting, by the way. Compounds. Like, I did a video about a compound that you first time using it. Tim's like, you got to try it. I did. I was like, wow, I was kind of blown away. What's Nasiol's angle? Are you a ceramic coated company? Or you are coming out with BDE? You know what BDE stands for?
What's BDE?
Jay Breezy, tell him. Let him know.
Big D energy.
Yeah, what's the goal? What's the goal of Nasiol? Like, what's the purpose?
Let's we're gonna start with the things that we're best known for. I'm not gonna say we're gonna stay in our ceramic coating lane, but there's some things that are important to make sure that we have within our lineup. So let's say we're gonna stay kind of coating centric, protection centric, and then we're gonna have some products that complement or are necessary even before the application of the protection products. So here's exactly what I mean. We come up with ceramic coatings, right? But now you have to do paint correction before you can apply the ceramic coating. So we came out with some really killer compounds and polishes. Now,
sick, dude. Not killer, like I felt like God really just sat there, peed in a bottle, shook their braces up. I was shocked. Like I did that video because I was like, I can't believe what I'm doing, and I tested against stuff I would use for one step, and I wasn't making it up on just with the foam pad. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I know he's found a good product when I come back to my phone after like hours and there's 150 plus missed messages in the group chat because he's talking about something that he loves. And I believe that was the case with this.
I got to be honest with you. When I was interviewing with Nasiol, I asked them to send me basically one of everything in the automotive line. And to their credit, they did exactly that. They also wanted to make sure that I had confidence in the products that they had. And I can tell you, I really didn't have a lot of interest in even trying their compounds and polishes because I have a pretty extensive background working for companies that create really high level, high performing compounds and polishes. So tell me how a ceramic coating company out of Istanbul, Turkey, is going to compete with these top compounds and polishes.
Exactly.
Well,
tell me how they did.
I was absolutely shocked at the performance that there was getting that I was being able to achieve with these products. And again, I wasn't working for the company. I literally tried these products and I started taking photos and videos and sending them to different people, that I've, have in the industry. And they were like, send me some. And I'm like, well, let me see if I'm going to actually come to work for this company first. And then I'll get you some product and we'll play with it. And it's shocking. My two favorite products, I think you used 305 and 505, Eddie. Is that right? Or did you use one?
Listen to me. I had to, because I thought, Jeremy, to myself, I said two things are either happening here. You're white labeling Sonax, or you're white labeling this other thing that looks the same. So I took 305, 505, 105. Shout out to Tim. I took it out. I took out Perfect Finish, Cut Max. I took out this other one that looks the same. Like they look the same, the white material.
And they did not perform the same when you tried them.
It was like me running the mile and JB running the mile. Guess who won?
JB?
Yeah, I was sitting there like out of breath, turning the corner like I was shocked. So yeah, I used all of them. 305 had a cut that was unique because if you overworked it, it kind of pasted up, but it was still easy to wipe off. You ever overworked a compound where
it turns to concrete, right? Gets gummy to the surface.
This wasn't like that. It dried, but you wiped it off. I was like, Hail Mary, full of grace. I'm not even Catholic.
505 is my favorite just because 305 is really close to this, but you have the ability to change different pads. It doesn't matter whether it's foam, if it's wool, if it's microfiber, doesn't care if you're using it on a long stroke DA, a short stroke
rotary,
DA, rotary. Gear driven, there's enough lubrication in that compound, in both of those compounds and polishes. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what type of tool, what type of motion you're using. You just get great results. We got to use it today. I was doing demonstrations for 2 distributors here in Orlando, and both of them were just really shocked at the results we were able to do with one-step correction. And we tried different pads. We tried wool, foam, microfiber. We had great results with all of them. So to have something that's so user-friendly is fantastic. I can't wait for people to try it.
I did it against Leale. I did it against like the stuff that I've been talking about, because I think Oberk Soul is amazing. Leale is amazing.
Fantastic.
They're great compounds, but I was sitting there like I was in awe. And the last time I was in awe is when my wife said yes to me when we were getting married. I was like, I don't know what she thinks. She probably thinks I have money, but guess what? I don't. I'm like, you're coming into debt, Bev. So I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. It was
I'm every time that I get to do a demonstration with them, I get a little happy because I know it's going to be a great demonstration. I'm going to have reactions like yours, Eddie.
That's the one that's all I'm saying. If you haven't tried, I don't even know how to say it. I'm not gonna lie, Jeremy. I'm gonna say it the way I say it because I'm half black.
Say it how you say it.
Shout out to February, Black History Month. All right, Nasiol, whatever you do, bro, if you have the opportunity to try it, I got it from Car Supplies Warehouse. I think Auto Analytics carrying it. Try
Car Supplies Warehouse got a little sale going on right now on Nasiol products. So check them out if you're interested in what you've heard. And that leads me into our next question. But first, I have to pause for our super chat from Hippopotamus Stu for $4.99. JBZ, just like trying to type that with autocorrect involved, worth the $4.99. Try it. Well, talk to you later. I will give that a shot. The next question I had were for someone who is new to Nasiol and wants to. What's the gateway drug? What are the top performers in the lineup? What is going to make someone go, okay, I see what they're doing here. I want to know more.
It's I think that we have probably 3 areas that we could focus on. We could say a ceramic coating, we could say a compound, or we could say an interior product. I think that we have really good standout products within those 3 categories. So where would I rank? If
you can only pick one, Jeremy, don't do this back and forth. Now, I want one from each category you just mentioned. Which ceramic coating, which interior, and which compound?
I'll go backwards. I'll go interior. Interior, your favorite, the leather cleaner. For
Tim's
the reasons
I've never used it.
Sorry, Tim's used it. Yeah, our leather cleaner. Oh my God. So here's the story. I'll tell you why I love it so much. We were shooting content and we had a little downtime between shoots, and somebody pulled up and they had a red leather interior in their vehicle, and we took the leather cleaner, put it on. It comes out as a mousse. It kind of nice dry foam. It's awesome. So we pumped it onto a detail brush, and we cleaned the steering wheel of this. It had a red leather steering wheel on it as well. And the interior, it's red, right? But you look at it, it looks darker, more maroon.
Yeah, they can get pretty funky looking.
Yeah, you get stuff into the grain, right? So it deepens that color. Took a microfiber towel, wiped it over the steering wheel, and all of this gook came off. And we were like, oh my God, this is so dirty. So we tried to clean it again, and nothing came off the second time. So really what we were seeing was that it deep cleaned in one application on a steering wheel that had never been cleaned before.
No way.
Yeah, that's
so are we talking like color lock goated? Or are we talking like Geist? Or are we talking about Nasiol is taking wives? What are we saying here, Jeremy?
What I'm saying is try you some.
Oh, okay.
And here's the other thing that is really a big deal for me. When we started doing leather cleaners and conditioners and things like that in the detailing world, a lot of times we wouldn't use those products. We would use like all-purpose cleaners or degreasers and things like that. Mm-hmm. And typically what ends up happening is that's how you would get the deep clean out of there, but it ran a lot of risks, right? It can swell the leather. It can make it gummy and tacky and sticky and all these other horrible feelings, right? It doesn't feel like leather anymore.
Right.
And that's what I really wanted to point out about this was as soon as we were done cleaning it, we touched those surfaces and everybody made the same remarks. Oh my God, it just feels clean. It didn't feel oily. It didn't feel sticky. It didn't feel like it had swollen and gotten soft. It just did what it was supposed to do in one step, and that was it. And we got addicted to cleaning all the high-touch leather surfaces in that car that day. We did the armrest, center console, and everything else, and we watched everything go from that kind of dingy-looking maroon color to a vivid red. And that's what sold me and everybody around us at that time. And I started going to existing Nasiol distributors and saying, hey, I noticed you're not buying this. Here, try it. And all of a sudden, they're completely on board as well. So the leather cleaner for interior, again, we're a ceramic coating company, right? We make a leather boost product that's designed to protect leather, but we have this cleaning product that is freaking awesome.
And we're going to give one away. Everything you say today, except for the expensive coating, I'm giving away. So I'll give away the leather coating, and then whichever one you say your compound is. We'll do that today.
All right. So compound, I can kind of flip a coin. The 305 and the 505, those are absolutely my favorites.
Agreed.
The 505 does a really good job of cutting and has a really broad range all the way down to finishing. I think that's probably going to be my favorite. So if you have a newer car or a car that's in pretty good shape, that's a fantastic one-step polish right by itself. It's, like I said, really friendly to use with dual action, gear driven, so random orbital or gear driven or rotary tools. It's really friendly for all the different pads and all the different motions. So I think I'm just going to say for the purposes of this podcast, 505.
But the 305 with a wool pad cuts as good as some compounds. That's
Absolutely true.
That's what
without the dust.
Yeah.
Without the dust. And that's the thing for me. We have a really heavy cut compound. It's 105.
Yeah.
It's heavy cut. It will pull out really deep imperfections in your paint. People use it on boats and everything else. The one thing, again, I'm being real. I'm keeping it real.
Yeah, thanks.
It dusts.
Yeah, if you overwork it, it will dust.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I don't like. It will do the work it's supposed to do. There's no doubt about it. The only downfall is it dusts. So for that reason, I tend to try to use 305, maybe with some more aggressive pads. And I'm not disappointed because it will not dust. I just don't get any dusting from any of the other products. So I love the 305 and 505. And there's such a nice cut to finish range on 505 that for right now, I'm going to say 505. That's going to be my favorite. That's the go-to. That's the one you should try.
Okay. Now I'm interested for your ceramic coating because I want to say something. You have one that's out of reach for me because it's expensive.
That's the one.
Bro, that one costs so much money. Tell me why. How
much?
Like why? Dude, I think
it's worth every penny. No, so here's the truth.
Dude.
Here's the truth. So our best ceramic coating, our flagship coating is NL272. NL272 is a killer product. And when it comes down to the application, the durability, the touch, yeah, that's a big boy price right there, right?
That's you got 8 jobs money.
So the NL272, I'll probably have to share a video with you guys that a distributor actually had done while they were testing whether or not they even wanted to bring Nasiol on board. But the slickness you can't see over a video. But when you touch it, oh my God, it is so slick. It is a one single layer coating, and it is slick, it is hard, it is glossy. It's everything that you want out of a coating. And you don't have to add toppers. You don't have to do second layers of different products or anything like that. It is just the best product that we make. So it's really high resistance between 1 and 12 pH. So it's fantastic that way. I don't know. You kind of have to, this is one of those products you have to see it and touch it to believe it. And luckily today I had another great experience with NL272 doing some demonstrations. It never lets me down. It never lets me down. The downfall is, as you guys pointed out, the price.
Dude, that price costs as much as that price is like, hey, honey, let's go on a trip to Montana money. Like
that's like a pre-pandemic car payment.
That's like 2% financing. So Jeremy, I'm gonna need some love from you.
I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe and we're gonna get you that coating to test, Eddie.
No, we're not gonna need to do that. I'm gonna be happy to help you out with that one. I will make sure that you get the NL272 to send to somebody that really deserves to try a fantastic quality product.
Are we giving that away? Are you saying we're giving that away?
I'm not saying it. We're doing it.
All right, you heard it here first. Look, we got a lot of questions to answer. We got a lot of questions.
I still want to point out just a couple of things, if I can, on NL272. Yeah.
It's your time.
Well, it's your podcast, so
it's your time though.
Well, thank you so much. NL272 is our flagship product, but I also want to point out that it's available to anybody who wants to buy it. Yes, it's an expensive product, but you don't have to go through certifications. You don't have to pay me a monthly fee to be part of my installer network. You don't have to do anything like that. The program is designed to make sure that we have really high quality products for everybody. And NL272 just is the best that we make. I'm going to tell you that there are other ways to buy NL272 that are not at the price that you just showed on the screen.
Is that something you want to share now or off camera?
So I'll share a couple of different ways that you can get NL272 at a better, lower price.
Okay.
Number one way to do that is Nasiol has a loyalty program called Pro Club. There's no charge for it. It's just basically a buying club that says if you have a minimum spend of $1,000 a year with Nasiol, you can buy it directly from our shop.nasiol.com website, and you will get a nice discount off of that product. And it will be quite a bit different pricing than what you saw there. Then we have a couple of other ways. We have some distributors that have buying clubs. You are showing on your screen occasionally during this podcast, Autoality. Autoality has a buying club. So the buying club has some special pricing that's available through them. And they are also a supporter of the Pro Club. So you can actually be a member of the Nasiol Pro Club and be a member of, again, at no charge. Mm-hmm. And you can be a member of the Autoality's buying club and kind of combine those benefits.
I use Car Supplies Warehouse too. They have a club that you could buy, but you get everything for sale.
That was the next program. So the next program is Detail Wise through Car Supplies Warehouse. Same thing. They have a membership program. It's a buying club, and the more you buy, the better the pricing gets. So those are some options. But again, if you're just a car owner, and I don't mean just a car owner, but if you are not a detailing professional that owns a business, and you want to buy the best, it's available. You can buy it. You can buy it at full retail. If you are a detailing professional and you want to offer the most durable products that Nasiol has to offer, they're available to you at an installer price. We just don't advertise what those prices are out into the general public.
So if they want to reach you, we'll get into that. You can reach Jeremy. We'll put some information, Jeremy, here so they could reach you. That actually is exciting.
It's also pretty cool that correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like almost the entire product line is on Amazon as well.
Yep.
With some exceptions.
It looks like I don't see the 272 on there.
Correct. So NL272 is not currently available on there. Okay. Debatable whether we'll bring it back. We sold through the inventory. There's a bit of dialogue as to whether or not that's something we even want to continue to have on Amazon. We're on a podcast that's designed for professional detailers. I think it's best to support those companies that distribute products to our professional detailing network. Yeah. So I would much rather tell you, hey, Jason and Eric over at Car Supplies Warehouse have done an amazing job to support.
I'm a Jason fan, so I'm like, go to Car Supplies Warehouse. I'm a Jason fan. I like the beard, the dude's sexy. I'm a Jason fan.
So you have people that are giving back to the detail community. You've got T over at Autoality, who's been supporting the detail community for a long time. We have regional, local distributors as well. If you're in Wichita, if you're in Oklahoma City, if you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we have a fantastic distributor with Professional Cleaning Supply that does an amazing job. If you're in the Orlando market, we have a brand new distributor with Supreme Detailing Superstore, 3 locations in the Orlando area. Also in Chicago, we have the ceramic coating guys. So, we're expanding our U.S. network here. We have some more that are going to be coming on very shortly. It's exciting. It's great times. And we're really excited to bring you high quality, professional grade products.
With that said, Jeremy, you're about to give away some good stuff. It's Christmas in
Christmas
February 1st.
In February. Yeah.
Hey, all right. Shout out to Black History Month. Today's my month. So here's what we're doing. Jeremy, we got giveaways. We're going to give away the PNS stuff. Then we're going to give away the coating, right? And then I'll buy the leather cleaner from Autoality and I'll give it away because I don't think Car Supplies Warehouse sells it. If they do, I'll buy from Car Supplies Warehouse, and then I'll give away the compound from Car Supplies Warehouse.
We don't need to do any of that. I'll be happy to do that directly through Nasiol.
I love you even more. All right, let's do the
That's a real
giveaway
one
here
right
because
there.
Nasiol is giving away like $600 worth of stuff. All right, because that coding alone is a Tesla payment. All right, first question. First question we have. JB, I got this question I'd like to ask if you're cool with it.
Please.
This is for the PNS giveaway. What is the compound that Jeremy asked or that Jeremy named for McGuire's? What's the name of the compound?
Good question. Who is going to get this? You think Christy's going to be first?
Christy won. Yeah, she won.
Let's see.
What was it, Becca?
I think it's Becca.
Hey,
M100.
Becca Green.
Okay, but wait a minute. That's a part number.
Oh, what was it called?
That is correct, Becca. Becca has the correct part number. What's the actual product name?
He wants.
Okay, I think we have that though.
Where's it at?
David Bradshaw said McGuire M100 Pro Speed compound.
I don't know. We didn't spell McGuire's right. Do we still give it?
Jeremy's a savage. Listen, Jeremy, we got to give it to the people. So for that,
absolutely, David, congratulations.
Becca, you still email me. I'll send you something because you're a close sec. All right, so both of you email me. We'll send you your stuff. And now we're getting to the Nasiol giveaway. This is going to be for the 305. I mean the 505. The 305.
505.
The 505. What's your question, JB?
505. What year was Nasiol started?
Do you ship to Canada, Jeremy?
So we have a distributor for Canada, but for the sake of promotion, I'll be happy to make those arrangements.
All right, thanks.
Let's see. I don't see the answer yet.
I don't think we actually gave the real number.
You said when they started.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the answer yet. If the website is correct, I'm just going to point that out.
I see 1941.
Nope. That's closer to McGuire's date.
Yeah, that's McGuire's been around since World War One.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Who got it?
Oh, of course he got it.
Tim.
It's Tim.
Tim's a hot troll. You know you don't need this. We're gonna give it to you anyway, Tim.
2008.
So the interesting thing about that's when Nasiol started, but it's not when Artechia, our parent company with the three founders, started. That goes back much further. That's why I can say we're almost 2 decades away from our 20th anniversary.
With that said,
2005 for that. Am I correct?
2005, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Artechia was around 2005. Yeah.
Cool.
2005, 2003, something like that. Yeah. Normally, we're just kind of focusing on the Nasiol history. So, yeah. And Tim, maybe I'll give that bottle in person. You know?
that'll be great.
That'd be cool.
Next giveaway. This one is his leather cleaner that everyone keeps saying is goated. I say everyone. Tim. What's the question, JB?
Oh boy, for me. Give me a second.
Or unless Jeremy wants to ask a question.
Yeah, let's let Jeremy ask the question since we each picked one.
Jeremy, you're pretty savage, Jeremy. You're worse than I am.
You know what? You can't put me on the spot like that. I'm really good at answering questions, man. I can't make stuff up off the
You
fly.
come up with the question for the coding. I got this question. What was the second company that Jeremy worked for before he came to Nasiol?
As per this podcast.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, there we go. Becca Green said, "Look, hold my beer. I won this one." She said, "I won." She said, "Hold my beer. I won this one." She said, "Fall back." All right.
So Becca, I hate to be a savage again, but you spelled Rupus. It's supposed to be all capital letters. This is an acronym.
You savage.
No,
that absolutely flies. Absolutely.
Right. Dang, Tim, I was like, bro, North Carolina treats people different. All right. This last question is for the $300 coding.
I'm excited for this.
Dang, dude, I'm stoked because we have a bunch of questions people want to ask. So let's ask these questions. Do you want to ask the question, Jeremy, or do you want us?
I'd rather you guys ask the questions.
How many glass coatings does Nasiol have? Oh, how many ways does Nasiol have to apply the glass coating is a better question. Because they have glass.
It's the same. I think it's the same answer asked two different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, who got it? Oh, Miller Detailing. Hold on. Did he get it? It was Miller Detailing, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
So
Miller
two different
Detailing.
formats. We have a product called Glass Shield. Glass Shield is specifically designed for windshields. But the cool thing about this is the windshields, if you can survive the torture test of a windshield and the wiper blades and everything else, no problem using it on the rest of your exterior glass, sunroof, side glass, rear window, whatever. Glass Shield comes in two forms. We have a spray product, which is the one that Eddie used on the video. And thank you so much for following the directions on the label.
That's the first time.
It's not his strong point, so that's...
Well, honestly, that's really what endeared me to you, Eddie, because the fact is most people, when they spray that product on, they'll pull the trigger a couple of times and they will think that they have enough coverage or enough product on there to, coat the windshield. And that's just not the case. So pull the trigger 20 to 30 times on one half of the windshield, wipe it off with that black towel that you were referring to earlier in the podcast. And that's it. You're done. It's really easy if you follow the directions.
It's the other product I applied.
Yeah, it is if you follow the directions. The other product that we have is a wipe on. So there are actually 3 towelettes that are pre-moistened and saturated with 2 different products. One product is a cleaner designed to prep the surface, get it ready for your coating. And then you have 2 towelettes that have the Glass Shield product on there. One is designed to go onto the driver's side, and then you have enough to do on the passenger side. The directions are a little bit confusing, so I'll take this opportunity to just say the best way to apply the wipe-ons: prep the surface with the clean, which is the product that's labeled number 1 on the packet. Clean everything, and then take the towelette and you box out your driver's side or passenger side, north, south, east, west. And then as soon as you're done, just start making circular motions all over that surface. You'll see it'll kind of break to a haze. And then all of a sudden, as you're toweling it off, it will actually towel completely.
For me,
off.
You just said too much, because for me, just spray it on, wipe it off. Like, get the spray one up, because it's literally you spray. Take the little applicator you gave us, because you guys, for someone who makes a $300 coating, Jeremy, let me tell you something. You guys need to make a bigger cloth, because that little cloth, man meat cloth, is not working, right? You take the cloth, you fold it, you put it on. So I'm gonna say it's the coating was that easy. There was no problem, no hazing, no problems with it not coming off. You walked away.
The performance is better on the spray product that you used in your video anyway.
Yeah.
That product that you applied should be 2 years of durability, or 80,000 times the wipers going like this back and forth against your windshield. And it does this without chattering. You don't get streaks from like a rainbow effect. You don't get the noise from the wipers chattering over the surface. It is purpose built for windshields. So when you feel it, it's not going to have like this silky smooth touch. It's going to kind of feel grabby. But when you're driving and you get to the right speed and that water just starts flowing right over your windshield, it absolutely works the way it's supposed to. And
Jeremy,
it's wintertime. We have a lot of people that have frost and snow and things like that, and ice that build up on their windshields. This helps to make it easier to clean. It helps to delay the formation of frost. And then in the morning when you go out and turn your defrosters on and things like that, it absolutely helps with speeding up your ability to get to work early in the morning, just by the fact that it helps to clear up that frost and stuff like that just that much faster.
Jeremy, we got a bunch of questions, but we got to go through these first, and we'll have to speed round the questions. I got to do this. Shout out to
Bro Dizzle's Dazzle Detailing, $10. Thank God it's Thursday. I love me some keeping it real. Thank you, bro Dizzle. Jamie the Cleaner, $1.99. $300 shirt coming soon. Yes, it is.
$350.
Ooh, that's an even better price.
Kimberly
FC, $19.99. Thank you, Kimberly. It looks like everyone was expecting one of our questions to be, what does Nasiol stand for? They were all ready to type it out. That would have been a good question.
Unfortunately, I guess I beat everybody to the punch on that.
Let's go through the speed round then. We've got
speed round.
Detail. How big is detailing in Turkey?
It's not that big of a thing at all. And it's funny too, when I worked at Rupus, detailing wasn't a very big industry there either. They just happened to well, I know you're trying to keep this short. So it's not super big.
Tim says Cerakote and Nasiol make their own raw materials. Who's the third company in Southeast Asia?
Don't know, Tim, but if you want to talk tomorrow, when I see you in person, be happy to talk to you tomorrow when I see you in person.
Detailing made simple. What's up, Sock? Jeremy, what's the deal with the 2x2-inch towel with glass shield? Do I throw it away after? Felt like it wasn't enough for the whole windshield.
It's this big. It's this big. You're like.
It's basically just enough to get your windshield done and absolutely throw it in the trash afterwards, because it's not going to be useful for anything afterwards.
That's why the second time it didn't work. See, why didn't you put that in the box?
I think maybe we did. Did you read that part of the directions?
I didn't.
Oh, he might have jumped the gun. Sometimes there's more than one instruction, Eddie.
Yeah, I read the one that was mattered.
Functional Doc says, what are the other two companies that make their own raw materials?
I think that's kind of a same thing that we just talked about, right?
Yep. How much of your supply chain is dependent on China sourcing?
Oh, dang. Functional Doc coming in strong. What?
Strong.
China.
So I don't want to give a false answer. I don't know, but I can tell you we try to source as much stuff through Istanbul, or through Turkey rather, as much as possible. One of the big reasons for that, just to kind of help understand that answer, is we are set up in a free trade zone. This is a government sponsored area where they help to encourage growth of higher technology, advanced technology, whether it be chemicals or manufacturing processes and things like that. That's actually where we're situated, and they want to have more of a like Turkey first sourced supply chain. So that kind of helps with speeding things along. It helps their industry and economy quite a bit. And let's be honest, anything that you can buy local and get it faster is going to make for a more reactive supply chain. Mm-hmm. So I would say there's probably not a lot, but I don't have details I don't have enough details to give you more of an answer than that.
That's insane, dude.
Eileen says, what's the biggest difference between their two coatings, NL272 and ZR53, besides the years of durability?
One takes 40 hours of work to pay for it. The other one you could buy every 2 weeks.
I want to be a wise guy and say, $200, but I want to be really clear. I want to be really clear. ZR53 will get you about 75 to 80% of all of the great characteristics of NL272, but it does it for about a third of the cost. And for that reason, ZR53 is by far our most popular coating. And it's like a 7 or 8 to 1 ratio. NL272 is really for those people that want to make sure that either they are protecting their vehicle with the best quality product that they can get their hands on, or it's designed, or it's because professionals want to make sure that they have the peace of mind of knowing they've got a very hard, very durable, very slick, very silky, smooth feeling ceramic coating for their customers. And it's not going to come back and bite them in a year or 2 years or so on and so forth. So NL272, if you just apply that coating and don't do anything to it, don't do maintenance, don't do anything that you should do as a professional, NL272 in 5 years will be on there. It may not bead, it might be clogged, it might have all sorts of things that are, changing the water behavior there, but it's going to be there and it's going to be protecting the surface. Now, if you are a detailing professional and you get your customer onto a maintenance program, you do proper decon washes, you do a proper application every year of another product that we have called F2 Metal Coat. It's a spray ceramic coating. If you do a boost every year, a maintenance wash and a boost every year with Metal Coat F2, NL272 will go from being a 5-year product to a 10-year product. And that is the fine print that you don't ever read on anybody else's labeling. They are going to tell you that, okay, we got a 3-year ceramic coating. They don't tell you, yeah, asterisk, you have to do maintenance, you have to do, maybe a topper, or you have to do this or that. And I'm not saying that's every company, but most companies, they're going to tell you. Most companies are going to tell you that this is the best case scenario. It's a 3-year coating under the best conditions. I'm going to tell you that ZR53 is going to last 3 years if you don't touch it again. But if you do, it's not going to go to if you do a maintenance and you do a reapplication of Metal Coat F2 every year, it's going to go from being a 3-year coating to a 7-year coating. And Metal Coat F2, I think retail right now, full kit retail is like $45. And it's a spray coating. You spray it on, you wipe it off. You go to the next section, you spray it on, you wipe it off. It's very easy to apply. And especially if you have a previously coated vehicle. And you can use it on every surface. You can use it on the trim. You can use it on chrome. You can use it on the paint. You can use it on the glass. I think, again, the Glass Shield products are purpose-built for glass, and I think they just do a much better job, especially on the windshield. We've had people use it on convertible tops as well. So the nice thing about Metal Coat F2, it's pretty universal.
All right, it's going in the cart.
He's got a follow-up question that says she saw scratch resistance. Is that real? What are the parameters for that?
Thanks. Great questions, by the way.
So scratch resistance, it's a little controversial because on our labels we say 10H, and most of the I'm trying to remember, ASTM tests, the scale only goes to 9H, but there's a Mitsubishi pencil hardness scale, and that goes to 10H. It goes a little bit farther. So we test against the Mitsubishi pencil hardness scale, and we pass to a 10H hardness, and that's a 10H minimum hardness. There's a few things and again, I know we're over an hour and you have a very patient audience here today. And thank you so much for spending over an hour with us so far during this podcast. But there's a lot of things to understand about the application of a very hard product like a ceramic coating over something soft like paint. You have a lot of different factors that factor into how these things perform and what kind of durability you get and what kind of abrasion resistant you get and things like that. So it's a lot more complicated than we should be able to get into in the podcast for tonight. But just know I've got a fantastic video on my Instagram. A distributor we had been kind of interviewing a distributor for Nasiol, and we sent him some products, and he coated half of this red hood with NL272, and he left the other half untreated. So he took his pocket knife, folded, and started striking it against the surface after the NL272 had cured. You will see the paint come off in big chunks, and you will see the hood get dented. So he strikes it a few times, and then they travel over to the side that has been coated, same knife, same angle, everything else, and he just starts beating the hell out of it. And you'll see scratches, and you'll actually see dents, but the paint stays intact.
See, I'm not messed. That's the devil. I'm not messing with the devil there. Okay?
It is literally on my Instagram. If you want to look at it, you get to see it. And this is actually his own test that he did. This is not something we recommend, obviously, but this is something that sold him as a distributor. And I will tell you, as a fact, he sells more NL272 than anybody else in the U.S. And it has to do with his confidence and his own product testing gave him the confidence to be able to recommend this to his customers. And he sells more NL272 than anybody. He does sell way more ZR53,
I would too at $500. Sure,
You're just blowing this out of proportion, man. It's still like $350. It's all right.
All right, y'all. We're gonna have to wrap this up soon because I gotta feed dogs, feed my wife, and feed my kids.
I'm gonna say one thing about the NL272 though. Remember, everything is single layer. Our coatings are single layer application, so you don't need a lot of material. So a 50 milliliter bottle, you're probably going to get 2 or more vehicles out of that bottle, even if you're laying it on super thick. So when you take a look at that, if you are paying $350 for that bottle and you get 2 vehicles out of it, now you're down to $175. They're 50 milliliter bottles. All of our stuff, they're 50 milliliter bottles at least. So keep that in mind as you're talking about that. You don't have to add a topper. There's not another product to add there. There's no cure time that you have to worry about to layer coatings. It's one layer and done. And you get all the benefits that you're looking for in a ceramic coating with gloss, slickness, water behavior, durability, all that stuff built into one-time application of a single layer coating.
Functional Doc wants to know, how good is 705 for soft paint?
Yeah, it's designed for soft paint. It's really, when you get into that high level of very, very fine abrasives or almost no abrasives, you're really lubricating the surface, the paint surface and the pad surface at this point. So it's a lot more, when you get into super soft paint, make sure that you are changing your pads up accordingly. Your pads are going to have a huge impact on your ability to cut and finish on soft paint, ultra soft paints, and things like that. So yes, it's designed for making sure that you can take your polishing to the highest level.
And then I think the last question I have starred, correct me if I'm wrong, Eddie, is Hippopotamus Stew. Do you have to spend $1,000 first, then get started getting the discount, or from the start?
500.
500.
At 500, you can join the Pro Club. The Pro Club, again, this is more of a loyalty thing and a volume buy situation. The Pro Club, basically, you buy the product. You prove to us that we're going to ask for some proof that you've spent that money. You fill out an application. We're going to ask you things like, do you have Instagram and Facebook, and do you have these different things? And can we share your information? Can we share your images and videos and your content and things like that? And we kind of start like a nice little partnership where we get to we get to share your information. We get to post your information. We show people the things that you're doing with Nasiol products, and it highlights you as a business and what you're doing as well. So there's a nice little back and forth there. And what we'll also do is we will make sure that we add you to our Pro Club locator, again, at no charge. And we will periodically run marketing for your area, and the leads that get developed for that area, we will send to you as a Pro Club member. And again, all of this is at no charge. There's no monthly fee. There's no big buy-in. The buy-in that we're asking for is for you to use the product, buy the product. And then every year we're going to ask that you have a total purchase sum of at least $1,000.
But if you're doing this as a professional anyway, you'll hit that with 2 coatings.
Especially if you're buying NL272, right?
Quick, dude, you hit that like tomorrow.
So the pricing is something that we don't share publicly. It's very nice, especially with NL272. So why not join the Pro Club? Again, we talked about situations where you can be part of Detail Wise through Car Supplies Warehouse, or you can be part of the Buying Club through Autoality. These are things you can actually add both together, get the discounts through those companies which you already buy your product from. You get to bundle other products from other companies, include that in your Nasiol purchases. It's a no-brainer. And for that, we'll start helping you out with a little bit of marketing, and we'll help you out with a little bit of promotion. And you'll do the same thing for Nasiol by shooting content for us that we get to share as well. So it's a mutually beneficial thing. And at this stage here in the US, we're a very small company, and we can make changes pretty quickly. And, we can work to support each other to grow our brands together. So I I think it's a pretty fair trade.
It
And
sounds like everyone benefits.
I hope people understand that we're not trying to do anything other than give back.
Mm-hmm. That'd be good. So can you I'll get the link for everybody and I'll put it on my YouTube community post where you could go sign up for that. We're at that 1 hour and 16-minute mark. I do want to thank everyone for staying on. We have 51 people still on, JB.
Appreciate that.
Jeremy, you're an MTE away from fam. Thank you for coming on, being a savage.
Thank
Jay
you.
Breezy, thank you. And then let's go around and let's do our exit. So where can they find you, Jeremy?
Oh, all over the interwebs. So you can find me, Jeremy, Jeremy.Nasiol on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. I'm not hiding. I'm everywhere. And again, I'm here at Mobile Tech Expo right now. So come say hi.
Awesome. JB, what you got?
JB, Jay Belinsky on all the social medias. My Instagram will have a link tree for all the promo codes if you guys want to save a little cash. A couple of those give me a little of a kickback. So you helping yourself out helps me out.
Thank you. Road to 3,000. I think we're like 49 away. And with that said, if you want a giveaway today, which thank you, Jeremy Nasiol, for an epic giveaway. Like, thank you, PNS.
Thank you.
That was a tremendous giveaway. I'm grateful. Make sure you email me. We'll get that over to Jamie. Send it to you. And again, everyone stay up. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
My man forgot to hit the outro.
I'm doing it, man. I'm all over the place today. Bye, guys.